Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome to the player ratings after the Sheffield United humiliation. 1-0 at Bramall Lane against a team that had 2 points on the board before then.
Hey, man, hey.
Let's get it over and done with, shall we?
Right, let's get on.
Caldolo, you want to go?
Yeah, it is. Again, not really. He could have done about the goal penalty, of course, but...
Man the match every week.
Made some great saves. It's getting fucking boring how much we rely on the goalkeeper, man. Like, we should have more in the outfield than 10 players, or even the 9 for the majority of it. Like, surely there's 10 outfield players that can put in a performance to take the shine off of the goalkeeper. Like, it's getting boring. Like even like the previous 2 seasons, Dubravka was pretty much man of the match nearly every game. This season it's been Caldolo, and he actually was like the Budweiser man of the match according to the Premier League app there. Boring. So boring, but fair play to Caldolo. He's doing what he's doing.
Big saves in the first half, especially.
Yep, right. Southgate, are you watching?
Should be.
Ruined me a fantasy clean sheet, though, like, so I'm maybe a little bit raging about that. But, yep, Caldolo, 8.
Yeah.
I suppose. Well, I don't even want to give anyone a good rating because everyone was fucking shit. But
we'll get into that. We'll get into the shit. It gets shitter as we go on from Caldolo, as it does every week, to be fair.
Oh, it only gets worse.
Yeah.
Start the top. What you were doing?
John Yellen at right wing back. I just think if you're going to play this system, which you shouldn't be playing 5 at the back against Sheffield United, bottom of the table. But we should have had Murphy in there for me. Yeah. Murphy with his crossing, Murphy get forward more. Yedlin showed the odd one in the first half where he was in the box, the opposition box to get forward. Apart from that, not enough. Not that solid going back, but not too much your fault. I give him a 4 tonight. Yeah,
we'll get into it more as we go, but I just feel like the majority of this starting 11 was so wrong. Like, Murphy for the last...
didn't suit the game or anything, did it?
Murphy for the last couple of months has been class wherever he plays. Like, either as a wing back, further forward, more on the wing. Wherever he is, he offers a lot. In like the last 2-3 games, like, he's been on the bench. Why? Like, I understand, like, in terms of rotation, like fatigue in the Christmas period, I get it, but he's been benched for the fucking majority of it, like the last couple of games. Like, why is he not being given more of a chance? Further down as you look on, like the likes of Jeff Hendrick. How the fuck is Jacob Murphy not getting a game? And like for wing back, like Yedlin's been in good form lately, to be fair, like for the first time in a couple of years, really. But today wasn't really one of them. He showed glimpses, but not as good as he has been for the last couple of games.
Nope. Neither was this man either.
Nah, yeah, like again, like he had glimpses. He put in a couple of decent tackles. Like towards the end, he was playing more as a fucking striker, like that last ditch, like all out, ultra attacking. He did get caught up a little bit, made a couple of silly fouls, but I don't know, just a average performance from Shaw. I'll give him a 4.
Yeah.
Fernandez.
Captain Fernandez made a huge sliding tackle block challenge in the first half on it. Still, was it the first half?
Brilliant.
Got in the way of that. Unbelievable. A couple of big clearances before that as well from Fernandez. Up to scratch. Best defender of the night. So what did Bruce do? Take him off.
I can only think he must have been fatigued. Like, he has been struggling a lot lately. He was the one that had COVID. He plays a lot of minutes. He must have been tired, but he seemed all right.
He did.
Seemed fine. It just seemed like a bit of a weird one. Like, say, like Shaw didn't have the greatest of games.
Got Dummett there doing well. He came off injury, didn't he?
Clark was okay, but if anyone to take off, why the fuck was it Fernandez? Like, he must have had an issue. That couldn't have been like thoroughly tactical.
Probably was. No, Steve. I give Fernandez a 6.
Yeah, I thought he was decent. And I thought Clark was all right. Made a few good clearances, a couple of good tackles, but Fernandez was the standout defender on the day.
Just want to actually quickly go back there to Fernandez that we didn't mention. Obviously, he was the one that gave away the penalty.
He was,
for the goal, so maybe that might have had a bearing on it. But was it harsh? Probably. Yeah. Have you seen him giving? Yes. So obviously bounces off his arm. He's in a bit of a tussle with Sharp as well. So it's a bit 50-50 for me, that one. But he stopped a big goal before. Yeah,
you've seen them given, but. Yeah, it's one of them 50-50 call, really. Once the referee went to VAR, seen it hit his hand, it was always going to get given, really. But Yeah, Clark. Anyway, I thought Clark had a good enough game. Like I say, he wasn't as good as what Fernandez was, so he can have a 5.
Yeah.
Few good clearances though. And what about Paul Dummett?
Done. Paul done it. Paul done out here, Dummett. You know, it's not, again, what fucking year are we in where Paul Dummett's starting Premier League? When he's asked, first off, he was literally being deployed as like a left winger. He was our outlet for the left-hand side. Have you seen how slow he is, man? He's so slow, but he's not just slow. He's just shit. He's just not good enough, man. He's not good enough. He's not even good at defense. What we used to like about Dummett was that he was solid. He'd get rid of the ball. He'd clatter into a man. He doesn't even do that anymore. He's nowhere near the man anytime.
Just the same old pump it up long, just bang it to the left wing. That's pretty much all he's ever done in the team.
He's a fraud. He's another fraud. And is it because he's Geordie? Because the other fraud in Sean is in the middle of the park again today. Frauds all over. Passed it. Gone. Was he even there? Probably not. 2 for Dummett.
Yep, agreed. Isaac Hayden, I thought he had a pretty decent game. He was one of the very few that can probably hold his head up high.
Especially first hour.
Yeah, I gave it a real good go. A couple of rash challenges in the second half, got himself a silly yellow card, but it's probably just frustration, which you can't really blame him, to be honest. Like, I just think that was the majority of the last 20, 30 minutes, just pure frustration. There's no tactics really, just pumping the ball up long. That's a good goal. Decent enough performance. It wasn't impeccable or nothing, but just a bit of effort. That's just what you want to see from the lads, isn't it? Just someone who puts themselves about, tries to do the right thing, and he did that today, so he can have a 6.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you again. What are the odds? Well, yeah, these are randomly.
Can we just watch last week's video of player ratings so we can get a glimpse of
everyone for the last 4 games?
Jesus Christ. I mean, was from early, it's like, why is Sean getting picked instead of Matty? When Matty's been our best centre mid in the last few months. He's only played a couple of games. He's been far better than Sean. He's been far better than Jeff Hendrick.
Against tougher opposition.
He's been better than John Joe Shelby. He plays again. I tell you what, Bruce stinks. We'll start Matty against Liverpool, City and Leicester. 3 of the top 4. Plays the worst team in the league. Nah, have a rest, son. We'll play Sean. Where's the logic? Where's the sense in not having
legs?
It's like
he just doesn't want to win.
Nah, it really is.
He literally set what up to win. He literally set what up today to maybe not necessarily lose, but certainly not to go out and win, which we should have done.
Sean played one good through ball forward into Hayden in the first half. Then tried to find Wilson in the box. Apart from that, it was giving it the ball away in the middle of the park again. Couldn't pass 4 or 5 yards. Slow. He's just a passenger. He just glides through the game. He's like in a fucking hot air balloon, just floating around.
Air hockey.
Floaty, doing nothing. Air hockey. Ice hockey like he's dad. Should be playing at the fucking Whitley Base rig. Not for Newcastle United. Not good enough again. Wish he didn't play every week. But no doubt he'll start at the Emirates on Monday night. Wicked. 2 for Sean.
like what does Matty have to do to get back into the team? Like, it literally is just
Elliot Anderson showed more than Sean Longstaff did. Elliot Anderson was better in 20 minutes against Arsenal than Sean's been the past 18 months. Do you know what I mean?
It's facts. Absolute facts. The same could potentially be said for Hendrick. I thought he was okay the other night against Arsenal, but again, not exactly impeccable on out, but the day he was a passenger. And I've got him there as a right mid because that's how the formation pretty much started, how it looked like he was going to be playing as a winger, but he was pretty... I don't even know where he was playing. I think it was centre mid. It didn't really look like he was on the right wing. Fuck knows where he was meant to be. But he again was just a fucking passenger. Not quick enough, just slow, lethargic. Not really many positive passes. Just spinneroonies in the middle of the park. Beyblade FC. Passing to Sean. He passes it back. There's just no creative outlet when, like you say, we had Murphy who could have gone on the wing. We had Almiron, even Joe Linton, even Anderson. Gale, Carroll, the attacking options that we had on the bench were so much more than what we had in the starting 11. I didn't understand how he was there. He can have another 2 as well. Like, and I kind of defended him the other day, like as a scapegoat. Like when he's in the starting lineup, people get fucking raging. But I said the Arsenal game was okay. Today wasn't.
Nah, it wasn't. And Hendrick can maybe be chucked in against an Arsenal, but not against a Sheffield United. Sheffield United, if you would have played Almiron up top with Fraser or Gale up top with Wilson, Carroll in there, they would have shit themselves. They would have seen that team the day and went, Sean Longstaff, Jeff Hendrick, Paul Dolan. They wouldn't give a fuck.
Anyone fancy the first win, do we?
They wouldn't have given a fuck. They would have seen that. They would have been laughing their head off, rubbing their hands. If they had seen, some big players out there like Carroll, like Almiron, causing problems, it would have given them something to think about. But the day they would have just seen that lineup, seen that midfield, and just thought, "Happy days, lads, let's go out and smash them."
Quite the opposite of what we were when we seen the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Fucking raging, deflated. When they were there for the taking.
Right.
If we put a stronger team out, we could have won this game easily. If we just had a little bit of
that was the manager, it would have been 3-0 half time.
With 10 men on the pitch as well, which we'll get into.
We'll get into
11 men.
Fraser.
Sorry, we usually start with 11, don't we?
Fraser again. I think it's silly. It's idiotic. People are saying, has Bruce lost the dressing room with players lunging with challenges like that? 2 yellow cards. One of them you could probably get away with. I think one's maybe a bit soft.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Brian Fraser signed as a winger and he's having to do defensive duties like that. It's not acceptable. Did you see that was his first red card of his career?
I think so, yeah.
What does that tell you? All the games that he's played week in, week out for Bournemouth and that, he's never been sent off. What's this, his 5th game for Newcastle?
Probably.
He's played a handful of games for Newcastle and he's sent off already because Bruce is asking his wingers, attacking players to come back and get stuck in. Shouldn't be the case. You've got 5 defenders there. You've got 3 holding midfielders there. There shouldn't be a need for Ryan Fraser, who's our number 10 winger, whatever it may be, in this game to get back and get the tackle in. There should be more than enough bodies back there to make them challenges. He lunges in. It's rash. It's silly. It's one of those things. But he's way out of his position. The style of play is totally wrong. The formation, his duty, everything comes down to Bruce for me.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's got sent off on the night. Fraser, 3 out of 10.
Yeah, no, I feel for him a bit now. Like when we seen him in the starting lineup, we said it's that there's pros and cons to it. One, that we're really, really happy to see him, but is he ready? Is he fit enough? I'm not so sure that he was. Quite clearly, I don't think that he was. It's another typical thing from Bruce, just chuck players in when they're not ready, not fit. Like when say the fucking bench, how many players could have played ahead of Fraser? Yes, we want to see him. But we want to see him fit. We want to see him ready
off the bench in a while. Sure, he's not ready to start, is he?
We want to see him without a doubt, but we want to see him ready, fit, good to go to play 90 minutes to make assists for Wilson. But today certainly wasn't that. I think the red card was a bit harsh. The first one particularly. I think it was his first foul, and it was a bit of nothing. The referee could have let that go. The second one was a yellow card. Definitely, it was a bad foul, but that was a bit reckless for him. Maybe that was a fatigue issue. It was a awful challenge to make when you're already on a yellow card. But unfortunately, he's going to be suspended for a while. But it's probably a good thing for him to sit out another fucking week or two to get that fitness ready again.
He probably said to himself, "Brucey, fuck this, I'm not playing this shit."
And as soon as he got that yellow card, he probably thought, "Oh, I could have a week off tomorrow. I'm going to get a red card. Fuck this. I'm sitting here with this. I'll do the next one. Less of that. Arsenal. I can't be asked to get beat off Arsenal."
I'm not playing that.
Callum Wilson, you mentioned there about Fraser having to come back, do defensive duties. While lone striker was, he's pretty much covering for fucking Paul Dummett for the most of it.
He was in our corner flag a couple of times. He was in our corner flag a couple of times. And Callum Wilson must be scratching his head thinking, why did I join Newcastle instead of Aston Villa? Aston Villa pushed him for the top 6. Grealish, Watkins, McGinn, loads of talented players in and around them. And we're playing football like that, and he's not getting a sniff. He had 2 chances today, to be fair. One was wide from a header, the other header was straight at the keeper. He should have done better with those, to be fair. He should have done better with those. But again, we mentioned during the watch-along, the likes of Patrick Bamford and Chelsea players, Timo Werner, Tammy Abraham, who need 3 or 4 chances to score a goal every game. You can't rely on Wilson. You think he's going to get one header, one chance a game and just think, he's got to find the back of the net. Especially when he's been out of the team for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
He can cut him some slack there and he grafts his arse off again. Back to sharpness, he should be taking them chances, really. I should be testing the keeper more. But again, feeding off scraps, isolated, tracking back so hard. It's just miserable, isn't it? I give him a 4.
No, but those are the same criticisms we had last season of particularly Joe Linton, but Carroll as well. They're playing as a lone striker. We know they're isolated. We're 5 at the back, not having possession, not creating chances, not getting the ball into the final third. But when we do, why strikers usually aren't anywhere to be seen. Like that tracking back defending, which you thought like Wilson's not a kind of player. He's a goal poacher. He's a natural finisher, proper striker's instinct. But he's having to resort to that to get into the game. He's tracking back. He's covering at fucking centre back and left back. Not where we need it to be. Like I think that's what he's having to do to try and get into the game.
Yeah.
And I like he's not getting that many chances. Not everyone scores with one shot. Like sometimes you need 2, 3, even 4 shots a game to score a goal. But he's not getting enough service. He had a couple of chances today he could have done better with, but he didn't. And it's one of them things. That's why we need to be more attacking, create more chances. That's the only way you're going to score goals unless you rely on fluky fucking penalties.
Yeah, which would try to fluke your own goal.
Yeah. So he tried his heart out the day, like as he always does. He tries to like pick up the ball, move forward with it. He's strong, tries to beat a man, but as soon as he gets the ball, he's just got 3, 4 bodies around him, and like of their colours, absolutely none of our colours. It's fucking like a losing battle. He fights his heart out to win the ball, wins the ball, and then loses it within seconds because he's got fucking knee help. It's fucking pointless. But look at the minute of the first sub, man.
Forced as well. Due to
Forced
injury.
change because Dummett's injured. We've lost a man just before half time, and he waits till 16 minutes before the end of the game to make a forced change.
Crazy, man.
What the fuck, man?
Crazy and idiotic. I mean, look at what Wilder did. He brought on 2 strikers because he knew he was no threat, so you could take off a centre-back for a striker.
Centre-back off, Bruce Theron.
Which comes on there, and even at that point, that changes should have came on. Maybe Gale, maybe Mayfield came on with 5 minutes to go. These players need to come on sooner. I don't even know what Richie. He had the odd chance to get a ball in the box.
He looked more threatening than fucking Dummett did. At least he was trying.
Right. There was a good area where he put it on his right foot and it was just a bit too much on it. But Carroll as well, he said, like sprinting all over the place, putting pressure on, pressing, did more in that time, and we needed that from the off. Again, we said before about the system, like if you're going to play it, why was Dummett so far forward in the first half when he's so slow? Like if you're going to you'd have Richie there so you can at least get a ball in the box. Just embarrassing. Too late again from Bruce. I'll give Richie a 5.
Yeah, Dummett offered absolutely fuck all. Like Richie did more in 16 minutes than he did the whole game. But like I said, it was a forced change. It wasn't tactical in the slightest. Andy Carroll, as you mentioned, he was a good impact sub, but too little, too late. 13 minutes on the clock. He's pressing, getting himself about, trying to win the ball. It was just a case of hitting hope at the end, just pump it up long. Whoever has got the ball, Richie, Shard, Darlow, whoever it is, the big lad's on now, just bang it up, see what he can do with it. He caused a bit of a nuisance of himself, like we know Carroll should, but it's another case too little, too late. Why wasn't that change made earlier? We knew we could have attacked them. Like there's a lot of people who were calling for him to start. I didn't think he would have started because he played 105 minutes just the other day, and like we know like he's on the wrong side of 30, he's injury prone. Like that was likely to be fatigue there, so I knew he wouldn't have started. But even Gale,
bring him on 60
like why wouldn't one of them, any one of them, Almiron, fucking somebody,
bring him on,
should have came on sooner.
Bring him on at 0-0 with half an hour, 40 minutes to go. You know what I mean?
But yeah, good impact from Andy Carroll, but it was too little, too late. He can have a 6 for his cameo.
Full of energy again.
Yeah, and this one was a late one, wasn't it?
I am way too late. Like I said, the only impact he had was a free kick straight at the keeper on it. Really, he should have started. I think if you're going to play this system where you're going to get wing backs forward, like you say, Yedlin's been okay, pretty good the last few weeks, but Murphy's been really good when he's had a chance this season. He's had assists. He's chipped in with a goal. Why wait so long to make it happen? What Murphy did, what he could do, number 5.
Yeah, short impact, but this is the biggest talking point in it. It was all wrong today from minute go, from an hour before kickoff when the lineup was announced.
I mean, just have a look at the watch long, have a look at the instant reaction, especially, but to get what feelings on Bruce, and then the fan counts have come as well. But in the tweets and what we put out on social media before the game, you just see why Bruce is killing our club, killing the fans' view, and why would you set out to play so negatively and so defensively against Sheffield United? They can't score. They've got 2 points all season. They haven't won in half a year. Yep. And you treat them like it's Atletico Madrid. You treat them like it's one of the top teams in the league. Like they're in the top 4. You can't go on like that when you can't play like that. I mean, where's the motivation for the players in the tunnel before the game? when you're clearly being told to sit back, when you play with 3 whole midfielders, when you play with 5 at the back, our impression of this game should be to go for it. Should be like, right, this is the worst team in the league. The pressure's all on them. They're desperate for a win. We get an early goal. The game will open up. We'll even get a couple more. Play 4-4-2. Play 4-2-3-1. Play 4-3-3. Definitely don't play 5. Definitely don't play 5 at the back. Definitely don't isolate your striker. Definitely don't try and not even attack. There was no intent to create chances today. We couldn't string passes together. What had they been working on all week? It was absolutely woeful. The bench had more attacking options than both starting 11s. Newcastle's 11, Sheffield United's starting 11. Our bench was better than both of them combined. You had Gale, Carroll, Anderson, Almiron, Murphy, all on the bench there who can make things happen, who can score, create goals. And we didn't do anything, and we didn't change. And how embarrassing it was for Fraser and Wilson to be tracking back to dominate Sheffield United when we've seen they had 12%. We had 12% possession at one point. Newcastle had 12% possession.
First 10 minutes of the second
against
half.
Sheffield United, who had 2 points this season, man. It's just not good enough. It's so embarrassingly negative.
Yeah, scored the same amount of goals as Callum Wilson has.
It's depressing, man.
Yeah. Fire alarm's gone off. We'll wrap that one up then, shall we? Because we could sit here fucking all day talking about Steve Bruce.
0.
There's the rating. Forgot to give him a rating. It was obviously going to be 0. We weren't going to fucking give him anything other. He hasn't earned a single point today. Bad lineup, late changes, wrong changes. I would say like the attacking option that we had on the bench. If this was a triple threat match, our fucking 9 on the bench would have beat both starting 11s. But the 2 changes that were made were both fucking wing backs. There's no intent to win that game. Go at them at all. Like, it's fucking embarrassing. Like, and I would say, like, we'd look at the next few games where like we've got no goals coming. We've got definitely no points coming.
He shit himself tonight, Bruce. He didn't want to be that manager and that team to lose to Sheffield United, to give them their only win so far this season, and it backfired massively. Because if he was any of us, if he was a real fan like he says he is, he would have played a better game tonight. He would have went out to win the game. And even if we hadn't, I think tonight, even if we had a drew 2-2, at least we would have seen like 2 up top, 3 up top. We would have went, oh, well, fuck it. No,
yeah, if we went for it and got
Sheffield
a point.
United are fighting for their lives. We got a 2-2, blah, blah. But the night, to not even score, still nearly 10 hours now without a goal from open play.
I know. Worst team in the league. Can't even get a goal. Not even a clear-cut shot on target.
Nah. Wilson header kind of glanced towards the keeper. That was it.
No goal in the last second.
0 for Steve Bruce.
Yeah, 100%. Biggest fucking 0 of the season, that cunt.
Drop your player ratings in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my Magpie Channel TV. And enjoy yourself.
If you can.